Meadowy, and this is my friend Tina on Instagram. She's at that Lobe Life, LOBE. You can get all of her information down in the description. It's not doing it, so I'm very happy.
Yes.
Anyways, today I'm super excited because Tina is an earring wearer, not an earring maker. And like everybody that makes earrings knows Tina. And I know that like you were one of my first follows when I first started out. And I was
Aw.
always like, one day I'm going to be on that Love Life. And now you've done some of my earrings. It's so awesome. But anyways, I'm going to ask you some questions, but first I want you to kind of explain what you do and a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share. You don't have to share anything you don't want to, obviously.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's weird to be on this side of it where I'm getting asked questions as opposed to me asking questions. So,
Yes,
thank you for giving me the opportunity to be exposed to your audience as well. I
of
think it's
course.
very generous of you to say earring makers know me.
I think they do.
Maybe the old ones. I don't know. I've been around for a little while now. I think
Mhm.
5 years is when I
Right.
created my page, and I've had a wild ride with my page. I think I am not a maker. I am an earring lover, wearer, connoisseur, I would love to say. I do fancy like a statement earring, a big, bold earring. I love Cheryl's earrings. Her earrings tick all the boxes. Your earrings tick all the boxes for me.
Thank you.
And it's been such a joy to watch you and your art change and evolve over the years,
So much.
to find your voice. And that's what I really love about what I do and following so many people in the community for so long, is you could see where they started and kind of how things have changed and progressed and techniques get better and new techniques and things like that. So it's just really awesome to be able to just even watch that and watch you grow your pages and watch you grow the community, and all of that is just so exciting.
Mhm.
So I want to commend you on everything you've done, because you've put in a lot of work. um and it's
Thank
noticeable,
you.
and yeah, you should be very proud of yourself. And now with your cutters and other things you're venturing into, I'm so excited to see where you're going to go. So
I appreciate that.
kudos to you.
I'm excited where you're gonna go too. You guys, me and Tina send each other voice messages, and she's helped me so much. Even from like the first earrings I sent you, I remember you saying like these would be perfect for fall, and it was spring. And it was so helpful to me because I'm such a mess. And so, like, little things that you would say, I would really, or you, one time, I think you told me that my earring backs went through. Like, I was sending in a padded package, like, I wasn't sending a box. So now I have my boxes and stuff like that. So, like, give Tina a follow for sure because you can learn so much from her. Anyways,
Thank
I'm sorry
you.
for interrupting you. You go
No,
ahead.
I I mean, well, people can give constructive criticism to someone else till the cows come home, but if that person on the other end is not receptive to that constructive criticism or feedback, it there's no point. And I do like to tell makers when I get something, if something's arrived damaged or if there's an issue, because in the end it's going to cost that maker more money. If they keep sending stuff out and stuff gets broken or damaged, it's going to cost you in the end when you have multiple customers that get it
Yeah.
like that. Or the customer is not going to say anything and then just never come back and buy from you again. Or in this community, a lot of makers buy from each other. And if a maker gets something and it's damaged, they might not say anything to you who they purchased it from, but they're going to talk about you behind your back. And then
Yes.
everybody is going to kind of know. So I think it's very important for me as a consumer to let someone know, hey, maybe think about your packaging, or this is how it arrived. Um, and in the beginning, I didn't want to seem nitpicky or an inconvenience, but also if I'm paying for something, I feel like I should be able to wear a pair of earrings if I'm paying money for it. So,
For sure. For
um,
sure.
yeah, I think when I started this page, in 2021. January of 2021 is when I started. I started buying from small businesses on Instagram polymer clay earrings during COVID. And I've always loved earrings. I've always worn huge earrings. But when you're at home and you have nothing to do but scroll, I was like, oh, these are cute. These are cute. So I started building my collection in 2020. And I thought, well, if I have to hide half of my face with a mask, at least I can jazz things up with some fun earrings. And
Yes.
that's kind of how it all started. But then I noticed that a lot of makers wouldn't post themselves in earrings or didn't really have customers to share photos. And a lot of the times I would get bamboozled because I'd buy a pair of earrings thinking they looked larger, which is my preference, in a photo, and I'd get them and they'd be
Yes.
miniature. And
Yes.
so I always encourage you, if you're a maker, please put dimensions. It's only going to save you a headache and the customer a headache. Please put dimensions, try them on when you can, just so people can get a good size of scale for earrings. Um, and so I was like, well, I would love to share these earrings that I purchased, but I was not about to post them on my private Instagram page because
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes your biggest haters are the people closest to you,
For
like
sure.
friends and family and stuff like that. And I didn't want to either be judged for spending money for buying earrings or anything. So I didn't tell one single soul. And I just started this page just so I could start posting pictures, tagging the makers. I used to do unboxing videos, like stop motion unboxing videos, and put music to them. I mean, I put a lot of work into
You
growing
do.
my
It's so
page.
obvious.
It's and I feel very lazy right now, but before, I mean, I would eat, sleep, and breathe this page and trying to bring, featuring makers, um, and just sharing more information. There is so many were popping up and so many have great stories, beautiful art, and I just wanted everybody that would listen to me and look at what I was sharing see. So that's why I started this page, was because I didn't have an outlet or didn't feel like I had a safe space where I could do that.
Yeah.
So
I
that's kind
love
of,
that.
yeah, thank you. It's evolved into something I've made a lot of close friendships. And that's probably the one takeaway for me that is, uh, after all of this is said and gone, like the friendships and the community that has happened because of this page is so important to me, and that's the best part, in my opinion.
I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. Like what do you like where do you see it going? Like are you doing right now what you love? Do you have a goal? Like what do you think?
Like when you posted on your story and it said an earring lover and influencer, like when I hear the word influencer, like I get the ick so bad. And I don't
Oh,
know if
sorry
it's
about
because
that.
no, 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 it's not your fault. It's something that, I think because of social media and stuff, when I hear influencer, I'm thinking of some like icky 20-year-old that is just like hawking everything under the sun to make a quick buck.
Like
And
Blackwater or something.
something like any random thing. And so I and that's not what I do. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, but if you think about it, yes, I am influencing people to buy somebody's earrings, or, I am sharing people's earrings in the hopes that they are going to get more sales or that they'll get more visibility on their page, sell their collections, whatever it may be. So yes, I am an influencer, and that feels like
Yes.
that
But
kills
I
my
feel
soul
like
to
you're
say
the
that.
kind of influencer that we need because like you give honest like feedback that's so important like to me it like changed the way I do my business. I was like I wanted to soak up, I wanted to ask people how they felt, and I just felt like there was nowhere really for me to go to say. And then I happened to send you stuff and you said just a few things and it just like it got me thinking. And then I remember when you were like helping people, we talked about this earlier, but like where you would look at their page and help them. And I wanted to do that so bad, and I was like this tiny little, like, maker in my garage, but, like, that's when you need it, you know what I mean? So it's like, looking back, I think it would have been so worth it, and I think that, I would have come a lot farther, a lot faster if I would have asked someone like you, "Hey, what am I doing wrong?" Because I was doing a lot wrong. I mean, when I look back, it's kind of cringy, but, anyways, yeah.
I think you're even though you say you would have come a lot or come along a lot faster, I think you're on your it doesn't sound so like hokey and weird, but you are on your journey for a specific reason.
Yeah, I
And
was.
and you also may have not been in the space that you were at the time to maybe take on. I mean, you see a lot of these makers, they blow up and then they can't keep up with the orders. They just burn out. And so I really do feel like everybody is doing things at their own time. There is a specific time and place for you to grow. And yes, you have to put in the work, you have to do that stuff. But and again, like I said before, you are receptive to feedback where I find a lot of people, and I'm this way too. It's like when I'm asking your opinion on something, I don't want to hear your opinion. I want if it's not aligned with what I think, you know? So it's like I would be a terrible maker because I wouldn't want feedback from anybody. Um and that's the type of person I am, and it's so bad and it's so wrong. But obviously, like if a customer had a problem with a pair of earrings I sent out, immediately repair, fix, no questions asked.
Of
Yes.
course, yeah.
But it would hurt my soul if I was creating art and someone's like, maybe if you did it this way, or have you thought about doing it this way? I'd kind of be like, don't tell me what to
Ah,
do. But
but you know what, too? You're so kind about doing it, and I think that was probably a reason why I was so receptive to it as well. Like, I wanted to have a better business, and I was learning, and I didn't know what I was doing, but also, like, if you don't send somebody a nasty email and like, you were like, "Hey, your earring back's bent," because they were in that padded package. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I said I would fix it. And you were like, "No, no, they bent right back. Like, you don't have to send anything, but I just wanted you to know." Like, how could you not, like, take that on? Like, I really appreciated, like, the way you said it. And you're very professional, and you're very I feel like you're really detail oriented. Like, as we all know, like, I'm all over the place. Like,
yeah,
the only thing that I'm organized in is, like, I know everybody's order. Like, I can look at it once and I know, okay, we gotta do this, this, and this for this order, but, like, that's the only thing my mind will, like, organize. And so I feel like you on the other side looking in, as well as being, like, a consumer, like, you see it from a whole different angle, and that is so helpful.
yeah. I mean, you guys are artists, so the artist brain is different from somebody like me who is very in. Just because you're an artist doesn't mean you can't be detail oriented. You can be all the things,
Of
but
course, yeah.
your brain power is just put towards different stuff. So you might miss stuff that me, I don't have any of that art swirling around in my head. So I'm just looking at what's literally right in front of me and like, oh, you
Mhm.
possibly missed this or um,
I
you know,
love that.
just little things. So and what stinks about it doesn't stink, but being a small business, you're doing everything. You're doing your bookkeeping, you're doing the photographs, you're doing
Mhm.
the posting, you're doing the creating, you're doing the social media. So one person can only do so much. So if you don't have support or help, it is easy to fall behind in any of those areas. So you have to find that good balance of
Yeah.
a balance, you know? It
Yeah.
just um
And when you need to ask for help too. Like,
yes,
sometimes, like, I just hired a girl that she's 16, she's such a sweetheart, and, like, she's gonna do some of the stuff, like, make beads that I'm gonna sell, she's gonna help me make beads, but
amazing.
my dad just retired, and he'll call me each morning and be like, "Oh, what's going on in the shop?" Right now, he's building me a new, like, countertop, but he's like, "Oh, I better start helping you." Like, he wants to come, like, he did not wanna retire, but he did anyways. But, like, getting help is so important, and knowing what you can handle, because like you hear rumors of people like that are not keeping up, or they're sending out work that is not like the quality of what people are paying for, that type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen, and I think, as a consumer, yes, it is important to give grace to you guys, but also when we're paying $50 and up for a pair of earrings and they come looking like a kindergartner made them, then it's like, mm,
Yeah.
that, I can't give grace for that. I need to figure out why that's happening. Um, and
And if you're an artist, go like, even if you don't like, it's not your style or something to share someone's earrings, going to people who buy the earrings and are earring lovers and collectors, and just hearing that what they're saying about other people. Like, I remember one time you said this person, their backs are clean, they're so clean. And so I did a bunch of research, and like I now try to clean the backs of everyone um that I send out. So like, go watch people like Tina, follow Tina, and you have some other friends that are like sort of do the same thing but in a different style. Like,
yeah,
I think it is so important to seek out those type of people, because even without trying, they'll teach you things.
yeah, that's very true. I think y- it's weird to see like an influencer of my age. Like you normally don't see women that are like 35 and older trying
Mhm.
to do something like this. And I mean, there's a creator, The Iconic Life. Her name is Talisha. Go follow Talisha at The
Oh my
Iconic.
gosh, amazing.
She's incredible. The styles she puts together, the fashions. I think for 5 years people didn't know I had anything like below this because this is all I show. All my pictures are just cut off from here to here and then that's it because my main focus is sharing the earring, sharing about the maker, how you can get them. When I do try-ons of earrings that people have sent me or that I've purchased, and I will show them up close and I will talk about them. I will try them on so you can kind of see how they fall, the movement, the size, all of that stuff. So I'm a little bit more detail focused, whereas Talisha and some other creators take gorgeous photos and they will share, where they've gotten everything from too. But my page is a little different. So if you're looking for
I
like
do
outfit
appreciate the
ideas,
close up.
yeah, and Talisha does a great job of giving you like a variety of photos too.
Mhm.
Far away, she's close up, you can see the detail of the earring. And so she's a great resource for inspiration for all of that. I love her so much. Again, go follow her.
Yes.
Um and so I really got in my head about doing something like this because I am older and I'm like, even when I'm consuming social media, I'm looking at makeup and all of these women are younger. And I was buying all these products for younger women with younger skin. And I'm like, you're 48 years old. You cannot be wearing the same thing that these 22-year-olds are wearing. Like, it's
Mhm.
just not the same. And so,
But there's a lot of people your age that are also looking and being like, "What am I supposed to do?" Like,
I
I
found that there's a lot of people my age that follow me or write me. First of all, we have the money. Our age group has money.
Mhm.
So that's a really good place to target. It annoys me when I see brands that are only targeting to a specific type of person, a young hip person
Yes.
or slim people and it's like they're women are all shapes and sizes. The older women have the money. What are you doing? You're isolating so many people. And the thing I love about earrings, they always say like earrings always fit and they
Yeah.
do. It doesn't matter if you're 50 pounds heavier, lighter, if you're feeling gross, whatever it is, like you slap on a good pair of earrings and you automatically feel amazing. And so I think that's why I have an attachment to earrings as well as like my body's changed so much up and down over the last 20, 30 years, but but
Sure.
what's been consistent, and I've had things in my collection for a million years ago, it's always been the same. Like, so, where was I going with this? So I think it's important to, yes, find those people in your community and watch, even observe other makers. And that's not to say like bite their style or what they're doing, but maybe look at the more successful makers that you look up to and um, see what they're doing.
Yeah.
How are they presenting their earrings? What type of content are they putting out? Are they doing a lot of maybe fantastic process videos? Um, are they actually like, thank goodness when I started seeing more makers trying on their stuff, because it was just like people want to see people when you're selling through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, people want to be connected to you. And this was my biggest gripe way in the beginning. And I would harp on so many people about it. It's like you would go to somebody's Instagram page and you would not know what their name is. They're trying to sell you something.
I
They're trying to
remember you
sell you
saying that.
their product and you have no clue what their name is. You have to search all over. There wouldn't even be like an about me post. I'd go to their website, try to find an about me. Like you just could not find their name. And for me, that's really important. Like a lot of people, they love your product, but they also, it's that added connection that you
For
have to
sure. For
your
sure.
customer. So, and not saying you need to be BFF with your customers or go above and beyond or stretch yourself anything beyond what you are already capable of, but that personal interaction, like even when you go to a store, if somebody's helping you and you have good vibes with them, you want to go back and you want to spend your money with them,
Yes.
not just
Yeah.
because of the outfit or whatever it may be, but you just feel like you feel good about spending your money. And in today's day and age and economy, like
You gotta
you,
work for your sales and you want to be connected.
yes, and even like, makers when you do markets and stuff, I've gone to local markets and just been like, "Why are you even here?" Because and I understand people are shy. I'm very 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 shy. But you signed yourself up for the market. You paid money to be in that market. Now you need to make money
Yeah,
to
sell
make up
that.
for that. Right. But when I go to markets and somebody's literally like on their phone and you're standing there like looking at their stuff, they're just
It's so funny because I just saw 2 posts yesterday that said, "If you want people to purchase from you at the market, ignore them. Don't say hi, don't interact with them." Like,
what?
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 I would walk away because that would they would seem rude.
I think there's a different pressure and I've noticed this. It's a different pressure when it's something close to you. So
Yeah.
I did a market with a friend of mine, and I think when it's your art, you're more shy, you're more reserved, you're not going to be out there unless you are a super salesy person. But I had no problem talking to every single person that walked by, telling them, I think this would look fabulous on you. Look here, because I have no skin in the game. I didn't pay money to do it.
Yes.
I'm just sitting there hanging out with my friend, and that's it.
Mhm.
So I think you kind of have to, if you find yourself to be one of those more shy, reserved types, like try to remove yourself from the emotion of it all. Like
Yes.
you're here doing a job, and it's not
Mhm.
maybe your art. You don't think about it that way, and that might help you loosen up and talk freely to these people and make some sales. But
For
I
sure.
I cannot believe someone says ignore them because yeah,
I
no,
know. It's like it
I
must be a new trend because I mean, I don't know, I saw at least 2 of them yesterday, so I wondered if, like, it's something and
that's
then they, like, film
crazy.
themselves ignoring people, which makes it even more awkward.
I mean, whatever, but in my personal opinion, and nobody's the same, obviously, but I have gone up to people and they've not said a word to me, and then I've just like walked away. Where if they would have engaged me, I guilt buy. I am
Sure.
so guilty of buying stuff I don't even like or want, but
Mhm.
because the person has been so friendly and so kind to me, and I feel that connection, I will just buy some random thing. I wish I brought it with me. I bought the most random stuff from these kids. They were selling earrings that were like plastic. They are the most
Aw.
heinous, insane things. But the girl was so cute and she was such a seller and she was like out there that I was like, "Oh, give me 2." Not even 1 ugly pair. I bought 2 ugly pairs because
That's
I just
amazing.
thought they were so cute and so personable and I liked them. And so,
Mhm.
people want that. We're all just starving for affection and attention and connection. And I think
Yes.
it's lacking right now. And so if you can build that with your people and you can do that through social media, but you have to show up, where I think a lot of people just think they can never show their face. You don't have to be a freaking nobody's expecting anyone to be a supermodel.
I
Expecting
feel like it's because, like, for me, for example, like, I am here to sell to, like, artists and, like, people who are really super cool. Like, I make earrings for cool people, but I
yeah.
feel like I'm not one of those cool people because, like, half the time I look like a hobo. And, and so then it's like, do I wanna put on makeup and stuff? But, like, that is something I always make sure that my, the size is in the listing, like, in the title and stuff like that. But, I mean, showing it, like, I have not thought about that for a while, and I have not posted for a while, like, me trying them on. So, that's
Mhm.
something that I can definitely work on. Yeah.
Because what's helpful is there are a lot of people that look like you, that are similar to you, that have the same face shape as you. Maybe they want to dye their hair like you or wear glasses like you, and they don't have a vibe for what your stuff would look like on them. And so when they
Yes.
see you and you're similar to them, they're like, "Oh, then I instantly know that's gonna be amazing on me. Sold." But when you're looking
Mhm.
at something just flat, there's no dimension, there's no life to the earrings, you can't see how they dance and how they move and all that stuff, then it's hard to determine, like, "Am I sold on this? Do I wanna drop $55 on this? Let me think about it." And then we're very flighty on to the next thing, and you might see some other random crap you didn't even want, but now you've spent your money or
Mhm.
the consumer spent their money and now they can't go back to buy that pair of earrings until a couple more weeks and then it's sold or whatever the case may be. But I feel
Yeah.
like as many things you can do as a maker to be proactive to get your goal is to sell your earrings. If you want to make more earrings, you need to get rid of the earrings that you have. And
Yes.
you need to do whatever you can. You don't have to talk. A lot of people just do try-ons where they just cut it and they're wearing it. The earring changes. They don't have to do a fancy transition. You don't have to do
Mhm.
anything, but if you just show up and use a filter. If you feel like a little insecure that day or whatever, nobody's judging you. Use a filter, just show up and do it.
Yeah.
And you will be shocked at how many people respond to that, you
Yeah,
know?
I definitely respond better to when people show their face, and I respond better to, like, honesty and, like, people who are real. Like, I don't care if your hair looks crazy,
Mhm.
but I care if my hair, I mean, I don't know. And I think that I need to, like, apply that to myself more and, like, just tell myself, like, nobody cares. They just wanna see how the earrings look on you.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to change out of my sweatshirt or whatever I'm wearing that day. So, yeah, that's I definitely need to work on that.
Yeah, tip 1, just show up. Like, show
Mhm.
up, that's all people want. They're obviously following you for a reason. They're not gonna be, like, following you for a year and be like, "Oh, she's not wearing lipstick today. Unfollow." Like,
Yes,
"I have the ick from
yes.
her. Yuck." No, they're not gonna do that. They're already in, and you have to figure out, "Okay, I have X amount of followers, but I'm only selling 2 pair a month. What's going on?" You either need to really evaluate, and I feel like a lot of people are not honest with themselves. Like, you have to say, "Okay, is it my pricing? Is it the quality of my work? Do my photos look like crap? You
Mhm.
know, what am I not doing right?" Because if you have all 3, if you have competitive pricing, if you have clean work, and you have photos where it's clear what you're selling and what you're doing, you should have no issue selling your product,
Yeah,
especially if you have people following you already because they're already following you for a reason.
right.
So, and a lot of people I think don't don't want to look into themselves. So like when you're doing therapy, you need to be like, okay, yeah, the reason why I have gained 50 pounds is every night I eat a tub of ice cream right before bed. I don't actually, you have to like introspect into yourself and figure out and be really, really honest with yourself about what is happening.
Mhm.
So, and that's hard to do. Like, that's
Mhm.
hard to do as a person, and that's hard to do about your art and your business. And maybe you're giving away all your earrings to friends. Like, maybe you're not charging enough, and that's why you're losing in your business. Like, there's all kinds of factors of why
Yeah.
maybe you aren't where you want to be or need to be in your business. And you just really need
Yes.
to like take a deep look into everything.
Yeah. And one thing that, like, helped me a lot was that um I for a while there, especially last year, probably the whole year, I basically made 1 pair of earrings a day, and I sat there and I tried my hardest to perfect my techniques. And of course, I can't charge anybody for an entire day, but I took that year and I make better earrings because of it. And I can make them faster. Now that I've learned all these things that I did, I know that not everybody has the time that I do, but
Mhm.
like I tried to figure out how to get, bubbles out of earrings, and, I mean, that's the biggest, polymer clay, like, issue, but I did so many different things to try and figure out the best way, and I couldn't charge anybody, but now I'm kind of, like, feel like I'm better because of it, is basically what I'm saying. So, sometimes you have to not get paid, um, you gotta, like, kinda take a cut until you've reached that level where you're actually making quality earrings that are worth that amount. That was a
Yes.
very roundabout way to say that.
No, I agree. And also when you are learning those techniques, I sometimes have told people if you have a bunch of seconds, keep them. Like you're learning, you're practicing, maybe they aren't perfect to what you want, and then sell them as seconds. Blow them out for cheap because there are people that are watching you and are with you that maybe can't afford a $55 pair of earrings, but they can
Yes.
afford 20, and they don't
Mhm,
care if it has bubbles or they don't care if the backs aren't as clean as you'd like them to be. As long as
mhm.
they are aware of what they're buying, I've purchased earrings that I didn't realize were seconds and I'm like, what is this? But
Yeah.
if you're very clear about um them being seconds, them not being perfect, and this is just how they are, people will buy it. So there's
Yes.
there's a market for literally everything. So you can practice, you don't have to sit on it, and it's not a total loss. Don't throw them away, whatever. But if you do have those less than perfect earrings just taking up space in your studio and you want to get them moving, maybe consider doing a second sale, and that will give the opportunity for people that cannot put or maybe want to test how your work looks on them or whatever
Yes.
that don't
Yeah.
want to make that commitment of spending 50 and up for a pair of earrings. So yeah,
And
that's
I have, at the end of the year, I do a $25 earring sale, and, I have left those up on my website in a sale section. I l have sold one of those probably every other order. Um, People will buy 1 pair for this amount, and then they'll just grab a $25 pair.
Can I tell
It
you something?
Yes.
Participated in that $25 sale, and those by far are my favorite earrings from you. So look at
Really?
how you felt like you needed to blow them out. Maybe they weren't your style anymore, or maybe they're not aligned with what you're doing. So you
Mhm.
felt the need. Someone's treasure or someone's trash is another person's treasure, right? Not saying
Yes.
your earrings are trash. I'm just saying you
Yeah,
felt
of
the need
course.
to put those on sale for 25 because you wanted to get them out. And if you would ask me what are my favorite pairs, probably to pick 5, 3 of the 5 favorite pairs ever from you would be from those $25 sales. I'm
That's
not even joking.
awesome. 'Cause they're like
So
the ones where some of them were ones where, like, I felt like they were too over the top or, for people to buy, but, I mean, you don't know. You don't know what's gonna sell. A lot of
right.
times I'll hold back a pair for such a long time, and then I'll share it, and I'll do the best of, like, any earrings that I've done in a long time. So you just never know.
Right, so
Um,
the lesson to that is you just have to put it out there, like,
yes.
you you may feel a certain type of way about it, and there's, like, a weird fine line about artists. I think I've dealt with enough makers to understand that, when you're creating out of necessity, there's not necessarily joy behind it or passion as when you are creating because it makes your heart happy and you just have all of these ideas that you need to get out of your mind. And
Mhm.
when you're creating because you have to make rent or you have to buy groceries, and that adds a whole other stressful dynamic, and that shows in your work. Like
I agree.
when somebody is not passionate about what they're doing, it will come out in their work, and you may not think people can see it, but you can see it. I've seen makers and I've checked in with them like, "Hey, are you feeling okay?" Like, um, your work is totally different. And they're like melting down. They're in a space where they're having like a mental breakdown. And it I didn't even have to hear it from
You
them.
can
I could
tell.
see it in their work. And so,
That's amazing.
yeah, and that's how powerful your art is. Like when you have a vision and you really dial into what you're doing, you have a voice and people can tell. That's the same as a singer. You hear a singer on the radio, you're like, oh, that's Lady Gaga or oh, that's Beyonce. You automatically know because they have a certain style and a certain voice. And that's the same thing with a lot of makers is you can see something and know, oh, that was Ludum Artum. Oh, that's Retro Dollhouse. Like you
I
stick with
agree.
your vision. Don't try to, and I see a lot of makers, especially early on, they're trying to make what other people are already doing. And
Yes.
how many times have you seen the same beige arch? How many times have you seen just these boring things that somebody's like,
We
"Oh,
all
well."
started with those rainbows out of, like,
Yes.
rolled up clay.
But then you see like the more popular makers at that time were only doing like neutrals, and then it was, yeah,
Yes.
arch and then something hanging from a ball post. And so then everybody started doing it. And it's like as a consumer of media, it started getting really taxing when I would swipe and everything looked the same. Everybody's using the same song for a reel. I wanted to pull my hair out because it's like the thing that's going to make me stop is something different, individuality.
Yes.
And
And realness. I think
and
that's a big, like, theme of this.
yes, and so it's really really important, like be yourself, find your voice, whatever that may look like, and even if it's a little odd or wacky or whatever, those people are going to find you and those people are going to hold on to you and love your art because they found their crowd, they found their niche. So
Yes.
if it feels good to make it and get it out, like keep doing that. But the moment it feels icky or you're feeling like I don't want to be doing this or should I be doing this? The moment you question anything is the moment you need to just stop and like figure out what you're doing with your life, like in terms of your business and your art, because that's when you know
Agreed.
you're like in trouble.
Yeah. I think, um, my favorite compliment I ever got from a follower was, they just said on one of my posts, "I'm so amazed by how much your mind loves art." Like, it and it does, like, I'm obsessed with doing this, but I wasn't obsessed with it at first. I was just like, I saw people doing these things and I was like, maybe I should try that. And I would try to put my own spin on it, but it wasn't till I was really, really doing what I loved that I was like fulfilled and that's when a little bit of success came.
Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. So moving on, what are some of the things that you look for, like, okay, so if you don't know this, Tina has like an application process. It's super easy. It takes like just a couple minutes. But just so that like basically you get art that is your style because you don't want to be like wearing something that you wouldn't normally wear, because then it will show in you the same way it shows in us. Like, it's going to be obvious that it's not your thing.
Mhm.
So, anyways, Tina has a process. Do you want to explain it? Actually, you can probably do better.
Yeah. So back in the day, I would do try on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. It's kind of changed, but every Tuesday at 11, I would do a try on. And at that time, I would accept earrings from everybody. You could have been making for 2 days, you could have been making for 20 years, whatever it was. I was just like, yeah, send it on over to me. I will share about it. Because I thought it was important at that time to give everybody a platform.
Yes.
Honestly, I've seen makers that have $200, 200 followers have the most incredible, pristine,
Yes.
gorgeous, gorgeous earrings that were way better than makers that had 30,000 at that point. Like the quality, the craftsmanship, everything was far superior for that maker with the 200 followers. So I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm only going to show seasoned artists or artists with large followings. I was like, send me whatever. And it started getting to the point where, I mean, I would have sometimes over 20 pairs of earrings to share every week. And it started to get to be where I was getting very, very anxious about having to do try ons because I didn't want to share specific pairs.
Sure.
Um, what's important to me, I don't charge for anything that I do. I never have. And but also it's important that the people that follow me, the consumers, trust me. And so I was very anxious about showing a pair of earrings that I would never ever buy or never have a friend buy. I would feel very guilty if I showed this pair of earrings and then they either had a bad experience with the maker in terms of like customer service, or knowing that they were going to get a pair of earrings that look like trash, like, okay, they might look good here, but in person they were just an absolute mess. So
Mm-hmm.
I changed my process a little bit, and since then it's slowed down because I do have a review process. And it's not necessarily I don't want to take earrings that don't meet my style, because I know there are people that follow me that like smaller earrings. So if I do have smaller earrings but that I feel like I could do a good job of showing on myself, definitely I would take those. So they don't need to be like ginormous. They don't need to be only polymer clay. Like I've shared earrings that have been made out of wallpaper, out of ceramic, out of origami, like every medium I've pretty much shared.
Yes.
I think it's so important to have differing mediums. It
Yes.
just makes it so exciting,
Mm-hmm.
not more of the same. So, in my bio, I have a link where you can fill out a form, and it just asks a little bit about you. So, when I do my try ons now, I do very detailed try ons, and most of the research I do myself. And then if I can't find the answer, I will ask the maker for the answer. But I talk about pricing. I talk about if there's other styles available. I talk about if you can get this exact one I'm sharing. I talk about if you have any.
Clip-ons.
Yeah, now I'm sharing if people do clip-ons or not. Now also if you have an upcoming drop or if you just had a drop, I will talk about that. Like I do if they offer discounts if you sign up for a newsletter, like all of those things. Sometimes I will also in my form, if you would like, you can put offer a discount code for my followers, and that just saves them money. I don't get a kickback or anything like that. I'm not asking for
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, just so I can help get some eyes on your work. So I do ask that you email me pictures, and then, or if you want to say, can you look at my site and choose something? I'm also up to doing that. I'm a people pleaser. I don't like to say no to anybody. So doing it this way has been also stressful, but stressful
Yeah.
in a different way. Um, because now I'm just having to deal with the maker and just being like, I don't think it's a good fit for me. And that doesn't mean that your
Yeah.
art sucks or that, you know, there's an issue. It just means that I feel like I'm not able to share the earrings in the best way I can, because the ultimate goal is to get you sales, get people to your page, Um, and if I don't promise anything beyond sharing the earrings during a try on, but if I love the earrings and I'm vibing with the earrings, I'm going to want to wear them in daily life, want to take a daily photo in them, want to share
Mhm.
future content. I do lives where I'll bring back themes now. So you might
I
have,
love that.
yeah. So now, I'll be doing St. Patrick's Day challenge. So greens are going to be coming soon. I'm doing a Black History Month try on, featuring Black artists, which I'm super excited about
Yeah,
on
that's so cool.
Saturday. So sometimes somebody has sent me one pair of earrings and they've showed up five,
Wow.
6, 10 times. Yeah, multiple times. And every time I will tag you. So that's the goal. I don't want you wasting your money just sending me something because you think I'm
Yeah.
a miracle worker. I'm not a miracle worker. Like
Yeah.
I don't and sometimes I've told Cheryl this too. You have to tell people, I think it's the rule of sevens, or I need to find out the exact name of it, but you have to put something in front of people a minimum of, I believe it is 7 times for it to even like click in their head.
And I'm
So,
really bad about that because I
yeah,
do a new thing every day.
right. And it's hard because you don't want to feel like salesy. And again, I don't have any skin in the game, so I don't care. I will keep posting about the same thing over and over again
Mhm.
because I feel like that needs to be done for this
Mhm.
particular person or pair of earrings or whatever I'm doing. So I don't care. I'm not making money either way, so it doesn't matter to me. But I understand how when you are making money or your livelihood depends on it, how there's more of an attachment.
Yes.
And a hesitance to come off as salesy or anything like that. Me, I'm like, yes, I am salesy. You need this. Like, and
Mhm.
and there's other consumers that'll pop onto my live and I know their style based on what they've shared. They've bought because of me. And I'll be like, hey, you need this. Or
Yes.
I'll connect certain people and be like, have you seen this pair of earrings? Like this is up your alley, get it. So um, yeah, if you feel so inclined, I do the try-ons. Now I wait till I have enough earrings for a try-on. I try to do try-ons when I have like 9 to 12 pairs of earrings because it goes by so quickly. So if I only have like 3 earrings for the week, I will wait till more come to do like a complete try-on. So I don't necessarily do them
Sure.
every week just because the volume has slowed down a lot since I've been more picky with what comes in, I guess. But I feel like it's a turn off when people see the form because then it's like it makes it seem like I know if I was a maker and I saw that form, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm not trying." Like, do you know what I mean? Like I
So, but for me, like, I feel like I was like, that's something to aspire to. Like, I did not, when I first started out, I didn't send you earrings, but I like took the stuff in. And then when I got to a point where I thought it was good enough, I sent it. I think it's an incentive to better yourself. Okay. So Kelly is saying, hi, Kelly. I definitely struggle with pushing my stuff. I don't post very often because I feel almost embarrassed.
Mhm.
Do you have any suggestions for her?
Kelly, start small. Like it's just even your voice one time. If you don't want to, do a process video just talking. Like, I remember when I did my first live, actually, let me back up to my first reel. It wasn't even a live. I was making a reel and I was sweating so badly. It took me like 2 hours and it was the most ridiculous reel ever. But I
Do you
was
still have it up?
yeah, it's like way I think I have like
Yeah.
1,300 posts or something. It's way in the beginning, and I was embarrassed because at that time, then my daughter knew about my page, and my husband
Mhm.
eventually it started growing, and then I told my husband about it only because I wanted a website, and he's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And,
Mhm.
still a lot of people have no idea or have found it by accident, and, um yeah, I don't tell people like in regular life, they have no clue.
Yeah.
And,
They say that's the biggest hurdle with social media is getting over the hump of
being embarrassed.
people I know are gonna hear
Oh,
this. I
yeah.
was like that at first when I was telling my stories. Sometimes I think like, um, this is how I remember it. and my siblings could remember it totally different. And so I would just like worry about everyone that I knew seeing it. But eventually, the more comfortable I got, like the more of those people found it. Like when I go out in my own town, everybody's like, "Let me see your earrings." And I'm like, "I'm not wearing earrings." So I started having to wear them, but they were like, "Oh, I love this story," or whatever. So like, I mean, unless you're doing super cringy like dance videos or something, Kelly, like you can even do just your art and just like you don't even have to show your face. Like,
Kelly, people have become multi-millionaires because of cringy dancing. Like,
yes.
again, there's something for everyone, and
Mhm.
I remember I did that reel. I was super nervous. When I did my first live, I was literally like shaking, and people are like, "Oh, you're not shy." I'm the shyest person you will ever meet, and it's taken a lot of work and a lot of repetition and a lot of
Mhm.
lives and a lot of just doing it, and then eventually you just become kind of desensitized to it.
Yes.
And I don't like hearing my own voice. I don't like doing those things, but people see you show up and then you're giving somebody else courage
Yes.
to do that. Like my kids make so much fun of me when they see
Same.
my content, and my son will just be like, "You're ruining my street cred. You're," and then they want to do those things where, parents copy their kids
Mhm.
social media posts, but my kids want to do it to me where they're like making fun of me taking a picture. And it's like they giggle, but then and you just have to laugh at yourself. You can't take yourself seriously.
Yes,
And
agreed.
and I hate the saying get over yourself because it just sounds so rude, but you have to like it's not that deep. Like if you are feeling insecure, like I said, if you feel insecure about the way you look, or you don't want to put makeup on and you feel compelled to use a filter, even like a silly filter or whatever. I've done tons of stories where I've looked like the bottom of a shoe and I've put a banana filter on and done the story if I needed to get
Yes.
information out there. And when you're just silly and you don't take yourself too seriously, people will gravitate towards that. Like if you look at my content, like I'm ridiculous. I've been very ridiculous and I've also been very worried like, oh, I can't post that cuz they're going to judge me, or oh, I can't, show cleavage because somebody's
Yes,
going
there's
to get
always
offended.
somebody that you're thinking of in the back of your head that is gonna be like, "This is so stupid."
But you know what? They love it. Like, and
I
not, I mean, not
know!
that person, but the community is so supportive. So I guarantee that they'll pick up on that, Kelly. Like once you start putting yourself out there, people will respond to it, and then you're just going to be like, oh, it is
Plus,
okay. Like,
Kelly makes absolutely incredible canes. Like, you
mhm.
should see them. They're insanely detailed.
I would love
Like,
to.
um, that one lady that makes really incredible ones, it's something Bassoon, I think?
Blue Bassoon, Catherine at Blue
Yes.
Bassoon. Uh huh.
Yes. I mean, it's almost like that, but, like, maybe even more detailed. Like, they're
Wow.
really, really cool. And if you just pointed your camera at your desk, put it on time lapse, and build that cane, like, people will be in awe. Like,
Oh,
those are the videos on YouTube that have the most, like,
they
um
love to watch.
yes.
They love to watch process videos. Even I don't know, Kelly, if you follow Renata at Ludum Artem. All she really does is process videos, and if you look at her views,
She's, like,
they're
drilling, and she'll get a
astronomical,
million.
astronomical, and if she's doing the most simple thing, and she batches her content, and even when she went on vacation, she was just posting her old content, and it was just going, 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 going. So, you know, and I know it's hard to be like, you're so focused on making something, you don't wanna think about, "Oh, I need to set up the camera, I need to do," make sure the lighting is good. Uh, there are a lot of factors that go into making content, but I think once you start building a routine and getting used to it, it's just going to come like that, and you will
Yeah.
see like just put it out there. It almost feels like the things that you do that require the least effort content go crazy. And then the ones you make a big production over and you're like, "Oh, I hope this does good." Like 300 views,
Yes.
who cares?
I
You know?
it's never my favorites that, like get the most views. Never.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
have one video on YouTube and it's just this cubed, it looks like this. And it literally has, I don't know how many. I probably haven't checked. At Christmas, I think it had 10 million views.
that's incredible.
Like my canes go crazy, but they don't sell as well. But Kelly, I think I'm right in saying that you sell canes on Etsy. Like people would love to buy that. There's so many artists that are really into canes, and like we said, like people love watching you build a cane.
Oh,
I need to start doing that again now that I think about it. But she definitely, I mean, her videos would go crazy if she shared.
mm,
Yeah. So okay, let's see. What else did I have for you? So we talked about what you look for when people ask you to kind of promote basically. Um, did you say? Like, do you
no.
look for, yeah, let's say that.
What I tend to go, like, way off track.
Same.
I think what I look for when I'm looking for a pair of earrings that I feel like would be great for sharing with my community, I do look for cleanliness. Um, it doesn't have to be super
The
perfect.
backs, you guys. Make sure your backs are clean.
I feel like a lot of people that like statement earrings also have short hair or will be wearing their hair up because if your
That's
hair is down and
true.
you have statement earrings, what are you seeing, right? And so,
Nothing.
yeah, you can't see anything. So hair up or hair to the side or and then so then what? Somebody can and I know what's behind you is none of your business, but if somebody's standing behind you, they can just see like a big mess on the back of earrings.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
that's a reflection on the person that's wearing it too. And like they don't have the, when when you buy something, you don't want to clean it up afterwards.
right.
Like, especially if you spend your good money on it. Like,
Right, and
okay.
so, like, I've seen makers do and it's such a treat sometimes when I don't know the back and I see the back and there's, like, a whole other color or pattern or something of clay, and I just think it's so cool. Closed jump rings are very important to me, like, clean jump rings when people are overlapping jump rings or swishing them together or leaving them open, it's those details that show that you care about your work. Um yeah, bubbles in the clay, I feel like are just an immediate ick, no. Um, Resin, if you're working with resin, no bubbles in the resin.
Yes.
Also, no sticky resin.
Which is an easy thing to fix. You just put a little bit of like fire on it and the bubbles, like clay can be a little bit harder, but resin, you can always get bubbles out of resin, I think.
I mean, YouTube, there's tons of videos and things accessible to
Yes.
you to be able to learn how to fix things.
For free that you
For
don't
free.
have to pay for. I mean, you can
Exactly.
find ones that you can pay for, but I mean, you can go on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, that's where I
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. And so those are the kind of things that I look for, like good findings. Um, what are some other things? Backs, clean, jump rings, findings. I particularly, and I put this in my spreadsheet. I don't do ball posts only because I've done a lot of work with my ears, and so
Mhm.
they're very tired. And so when I do ball posts, they're just hanging, and I think it looks just
Yeah.
very unattractive. But I also think ball posts are somehow a cop out of makers taking the time to attach a post, which I'm not a maker, so I don't know what's involved, but I would think like gluing on a post is less work than trying to drill a hole and then drill a nice hole and then trying to put a ball post on it. And you
Yes.
will find a lot of makers, for instance, I still see this and I'm like, I don't understand why. We'll take like an earring this huge and then hang
I
it
love that.
from the tiniest ball post. Like,
Really?
what are you doing? Like, it'll be like this.
Huh.
Like, why would you even need to attach a ball post to something so statement? Yeah, if there's like a little dangly design, I understand the need for a ball post, but
Sure.
a lot of people are coming out with statement earrings or with a finding, some little hook or some little gem or some little something, which does not to me add value to
Yeah,
the
that's not my
earring.
style
You
either.
want your focus on the earring, and I feel like when you're hanging it from some little dingly dangly thing, it's totally taking the focus away. Like, you have just as much movement attaching a post to the top stud as you would with a ball post. Now you have this, like,
I agree. Yeah.
so I think
How do you feel about, sorry, I interrupted
yeah.
you. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I said I think people just see someone else doing it, so then they do it. And I really encourage makers like to try your own stuff. Like
Yes.
try, see how it feels. I see a lot of makers that attach posts so high up that when you put them on the ears, you can see the slit from the ear hole because if they would
Yes.
have just moved a little bit down and attached the post, then it would be covered. But now you have like your ear hole hanging on for dear life, especially when it comes to earrings of this size, you know?
And it looks sloppy.
Yeah, it just looks weird to me. So I don't do ball posts for that reason. And technically, I don't really, I try to avoid other kind of findings. I like to just go direct into the hole, like just get in there and
Yeah, with
get on.
posts is what you're saying. So
Yeah.
some people ask me about hoops on them,
Mhm, mhm.
and I did that for a while, but and sometimes if I'm going somewhere for a short amount of time, like just putting a hoop in is easy, whatever. You know, it's like especially in the summer, it's not as hot as if you had like a giant earring, but I feel like hoops make my ears hurt. And I don't know if it's because like you said my ears are tired,
Yeah.
but like I could sit here all day and wear this post and not hardly notice it's there. But do you get requests for, like, hoops? Or, like, hear of other, people who buy that want hoops, or is it mostly posts?
It's mostly posts. I mean, I feel like if you don't know it, I mean, some of the stuff I started buying early on was heinous because I didn't know any better. I didn't know there were other ways to do it. So I thought, "Oh, this is cute enough." Now that I
Mhm.
know better, I'm like, "No, I would never buy something like that." And now that I understand what my ears are capable of holding as
Yeah.
well. And so I think like with the hoops, if I had a hoop and like a small little something, sure. But once it gets to even about this size, and if it has beads on it or if it has anything extra, it just is so much weight. And then that's definitely like pulling down your hole too. And then it's just like this
Yes.
long hanging hole with a hoop. Then you have something else hanging from it. And it's just like, what value is that hoop adding again? Like I would
Mhm.
encourage makers when you are constructing your pieces, ask yourself like, is this adding value or taking value away from your actual design? Because when I
Mhm.
see stuff like that, it's mostly detracting from the value of the actual design,
I
in
agree
my
with
opinion.
that. And sometimes if you can't decide, like there's a lot of the time where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love this." Like, even if nobody else likes it, it's so my style, I love it. But there's times where I'm like, if I'm trying something new, I don't know whether I want to use it or not. And so I'll literally set it aside for a couple days and come back and look at it
Mhm.
because it's like those earrings that I didn't post because I thought that they were too over the top. And then I came back and looked at them and I was like, why didn't I post these? Like these are cool. But stuff like that, like if you ask yourself, is this what I would wear? Like I try to make every pair of earrings a pair that I myself would love to wear out if I was going out
Mhm.
anywhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, I agree on the like some people go overboard on the findings and with polymer clay you can just make so much out
Yeah.
of clay itself. I mean, I'm not talking about beads and stuff, but there is kind of like a trend towards a lot of metals, like or brass, stuff like that. And do you feel like those add value or they kind of take away from like the work that's done with the clay?
It depends on how you're using that the brass or the metal. Like, is it again, is it enhancing your design with the clay? is your clay work messy? So now you're trying to cover up your messy work with
That makes
using,
sense.
razzle dazzle. And so, um, it just depends on how you're using it. I personally find that it doesn't, I mean, let's look at another pair I have right here. I'm going to knock everything over. But like here, she's used, this is all polymer clay.
That's so
This
cool.
is Shop Hearts of Palm, and this is also polymer clay, but it looks like a big
It's
gold
gorgeous.
gold button, right?
Hold that up to your ear so they can. Is she still selling?
She's still selling. And
Oh
so
my gosh, you guys run over there. They're so
this
beautiful.
was from the Frida collection, and then here's the back, clean.
So clean.
They're thin, like, look how thin they are, and so they're super, super light, and if you somebody can make the same earring, but not have any kind of sense of depth, and then their thing can be super chunky, so it'll add a ton of weight. So you see this and you think, "Oh my god, this is so heavy." This is super, super light because of how thin it is. Um, yeah, so I mean, the possibilities are endless with polymer clay. Like, if you can make something look like a shiny gold button.
I mean, that looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
beautiful.
oh, it looks so good on YouTube.
So, I mean, like, I'll just do you have here, Fifth in Woodland, where she made a flower, and you have the
That's
inside
so
that looks so
gorgeous.
realistic, and then you have the backs that she paid attention to. She could have easily left it just like a
Hold on.
big.
Let me add in the comments who these people are,
Yeah,
um, so that we can make sure that people can um go. Let's see if I can. Well, it's not letting me into the live chat here. I don't know if it'll let you or not. Yeah, it's not. Okay, I will try to link the people
yeah,
below when we
yeah,
do it because these are gorgeous.
yeah, these are, and I mean, she added metal, but for a reason. The chain
I
adds
mean,
value. This adds value to her design. Um, and her work is just so clean, and this is one of her older pieces, and her work has really evolved by leaps and bounds since she came up with this design.
the
So,
back even looks like the back of a flower. That's so
yeah,
stunning.
right? Like, crazy.
Love. I love.
So, um,
So if like there's a time and place kind of
yeah,
for all
sure.
that.
For sure. Definitely. And so I think somebody um reached out to me, and she asked me if she could send me some. She makes roses that she hand forms, um,
Mhm.
and some bows, and I was looking at them and I'm like, well, they're not really my style, but I feel like somebody would love them. But I have some critiques on what you're doing, because she was taking a bow and then putting them on like a little hoop, and to me, I mean, a rose, not, she took a rose and then was hanging it from a hoop, and it just, like, for me, it felt off, and I was like, "Can you make that rose a stud?" And she went
Mhm.
back and forth, and then we went back and forth on colors, and then she showed me this bow, and she wasn't done yet, and I didn't know she wasn't done yet, and I saw bubbles in it, and I got anxious, and I was like, "Shoot," I told her I would show bows, but I can't show her, I can't show this bow like it is, so I just told her, "Maybe I'll skip the bows and do the rose because of the bubbles." And she's like, "Oh, well, I wasn't done yet." And she was able to clean them up. And I was like, "Perfect. Yes, I'll show them." But then she's like, "You know what? I decided through all this process that, like, bows isn't my thing, and my true passion
Mhm.
is the roses." And so she started, like, going back and focusing on her roses. And she used to do wire work, and she's found that love for her wire work again. So it's like
That's cool.
going back and being like, "You know what? I'm trying to make this thing work, and it's not working, and this is not what brings me joy. Let me
Yes.
refocus and go back on what I love creating." And so she was very receptive to any feedback, and it was awesome because she kind of found her way and figured out, like, what she wanted to do. So I still
Mhm.
will share those bows, even though I told her, I'm like, I'm not a coquette kind of girly, like, I'm not like a
Yeah.
little dainty girly. But somebody out there that watches me is or might want it for their daughter, and I've actually linked her up with another maker that does something entirely different, but she also does something with roses, and I thought they would be such a good marriage that they could work on a
Mhm.
collab together or do, like, a giveaway together of their roses, and they've kind of, like, formed a friendship, and they're
I
working
love
together, so it's
that.
so awesome, right? But there was a point in time where I was just like, "Ooh, I don't know if I can." I will always try to find a way to make it work with someone, even if it's just like, "Okay, well, I here's the one pair I feel like I can share from you." Um, so yeah, don't be afraid to I might talk a lot, but I don't bite, but I do talk a lot. So
I think it's a great thing. I mean, everyone should be receptive of that. Okay, so I my other question was what kind of things like turn you off right away, which you talked about the backs. I think we talked about that. Do you think you mentioned most of what would be a turn off?
as like a consumer or for trying on or just in general.
Yeah, that you feel like is like when you see it on social media, when you get a pair of earrings, when you
Mhm,
see the packaging, stuff
mhm.
like that. Is there
So
any like absolute no's or immediate turnoffs?
I have turnoffs, but I don't know if it's a me problem. So take this with a grain of salt for sure. But I think when I'm looking at social media, and I there are many ways to photograph your work or photograph your process. But when people hold a pair of earrings and their hands are just gross, like
Covered in
and
paint and stuff?
it's not even like artist hands. It's just like just gross. Either your things are falling off, you're due for a fill or some stuff has come out or just whatever. And then they insist on like holding their hand and taking a picture with their hand, or even like their listing photos are like that. And I'm just like, I can't stop looking at that hand as opposed to
Yeah.
like looking at the earring. I mean, just lay it down on a piece of white flat paper or find another way to present your earrings. And that's like just a personal ick.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes sense. I always say especially, Kelly asked about and we said do use a cane. Like you don't have to have a super expensive like manicure, but also you can I mean that you're getting done. I mean, not everybody can afford that,
no,
but it's not hard to make sure your nails look nice. I mean, at least make them like, cut your nails and
clean
make
underneath.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, and for me, like, I paint my nails, like, at least every other day because I clean my every pair of earrings I'm cleaning with, nail polish remover, but, the times when my nails, like, definitely need cleaned, like, I notice it, and I would notice it on someone else's too. I
Yeah.
definitely would. So it's, like, worth it because our hands are so much in the video. Like, a lot of artists that do process, that's all you see is their hands
Or you put
doing
gloves
things.
on or something. Like,
Mhm.
it's not being judgmental, and it's being like you are advertising something, you are selling something, and
It's why
if
big companies use hand models.
hand models or like I said, put a glove on or don't take a product photo with your hand. Like figure something else out. But it's and again, I think it's the makers that they just have the artist mind, and good for them for getting that photo taken. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Because it's like, yes, you want people to get their art out there, get the photo taken. They've got to do it right now or they're never going to do it. So boom, take that photo, put it there, and they could care less what their hands look like. That's not a priority to them, which
Yes.
okay. But as a consumer, I'm like, mm.
See that? I
I
can see
can't get
that.
past it. And every time before I have a live, I check my nails. I check my because my hands are in the camera. So I will make sure that like they're not disgusting. They don't have makeup underneath. They don't, whatever. So I think it's just paying attention to detail when you're doing your listings, when you're doing your postings, when you're taking your content, and just making sure you want an overall great picture. And you're doing a fantastic cane, and your hands are crazy, nobody's going to be looking at the cane. They're going to be looking at your crazy hands.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
you
not what
can,
you want.
and if you can't do something, like if your hands are just like, you feel like your hands aren't good enough, like you can literally do a video where you only take pictures like
Yeah.
every little bit to show the progress. You don't have to show a video that is like showing every single thing. You can just take some pictures, and that's one way to get around it. But
Yeah.
I always tell people, my biggest thing, like I have the gray background that's all scratched up, and every single it's not a profile, it's a, what do you call it? Cover photo. Every single cover photo. And my videos do way better since I did that. I like a while ago, I took pictures of all my knobs, and I was showing them all different kind of backdrops. It was like on a table, it was on that gray thing, it was on white. And I went through and I did all of them white. And my sales had I mean, it was a very obvious
Hmm.
uptick in sales the minute that I posted those.
Hmm.
So people want to see like continuity,
Yes.
and like me, I carry my green through my all my packaging. I need to redo my Etsy. I'm like taking all these notes from the things we're talking about. But anyways, like I always tell people, like if you don't have the money to do anything, put a box by the window. That's all you need, and your
Yeah.
phone. But like make sure there's light. I know I'm asking you these questions, but one thing that bothers me is when people are showing their dirty, like their workspace is dirty. And I understand, like not everybody has the money, but if it's like a dark video and a dirty surface, like I will just scroll almost every time. Is that type of thing bother you or not as much?
I don't really, that doesn't bother me as much. Lighting for sure is a big deal. Um, and like Cheryl said, go to a window then. And sometimes you see all these beautiful product shots, and then you'll see it like behind the scenes, and it's literally just a but hodgepodge of stuff shoved by a window, and it takes the
Right
most
here.
gorgeous photo. So
Mhm.
you don't need to spend a lot of money on lighting. I like process videos because I'm interested to see like the nitty gritty. And honestly, even if somebody is in there working with clay and their nails are funky, I don't mind because you're doing something. I think I'm
Mhm.
more icked out at the end result where
Okay.
you're doing like product photos for your listings and stuff where I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, that makes sense.
you didn't take the time to do that. But yeah, if you're in there working, if you're a mechanic, if you're whatever, you're doing stuff, yes, you're gonna get dirty and
Sure.
that stuff happens. So that's not really a big turn off for me. Another turn off is when clearly that maker is or somebody is copying what someone else did. And because the community is so tight and we're following pretty much all the same types of accounts, you can tell when something is not your own and you're just like recycling what you saw
The
somebody do. And
handmade, even worldwide handmade community is like everybody's connected.
yeah,
Everybody.
yeah. And so I am turned off when I feel like people can't be original or have like blatantly ripped off somebody's design and even colors and the whole thing. And I know there's going to be overlap and there's only a certain amount of things you can do and the whole thing. This is like a highly debated topic on the topic of
Yeah.
copying because everything does come from somewhere. They find inspiration in the same things, etc. But I feel like there there has been like blatant like exactly the same. And that really, when I see stuff like that, I just block them and I move on because it's like I don't want to
Yeah.
accidentally you know fall in love with another pair and then I'm like, oh man, this was the person that copied. So
Yeah.
that
It
is
is hard as an artist when you put in the time, because it's the easiest thing in the world to copy something. Like
yeah,
somebody else sits and like I'll spend hours mixing colors, but then if I look at someone else's, I can be like, okay, that this color combo is like purple with more blue than red. And you know what I mean? Like it's really easy to copy and then share that and then put out more than that person who's taken the time. So I appreciate that you do that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I
think
mean,
that happens a lot.
if you're not following a zillion people, then you don't really know, but
Sure.
I mean, that's just a personal thing for me where it's like I want people to be there's so many talented people. Like I want people to be original. I don't want to share another pair of earrings that looks like someone I shared 3 months ago. Like that
Yeah.
so
And
and
with
that's
polymer clay,
really
you can make anything.
yeah. I mean, you can I was telling the girl who was talking about the her wire work, she hadn't done it since like 2021. And I said, well, is there a way to level up your wire work? Can you incorporate beads now or make it a little different? Because now I've seen a ton of wired sculptural faces around.
Yes.
Like, and I know that's your original design, but is there some way you can level up? And then she told me, she's like, I like this design. This was my design. And I feel like there's no way I can level it up. This is just how it is. And it's like, okay, if that's what brings you joy,
Yeah.
then put it out again and see what happens. So,
Hmm.
and hopefully she has the same success she had when she originally released them. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah, there's always room to grow and
Yes.
to
I agree.
evolve. Yeah.
You have to be open. You have to be open to be
Yeah. That's right.
successful, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a giveaway, but first, um, like the best way for people to connect with you is through your first of all, follow her on Instagram because her posts are amazing. She posts all the time. It's that Lobe Life.
Mhm.
And it's linked down below. But the form is the best way to connect with you if people want to share their earrings. Is that correct?
Yes. So there's a
Is
thing called try on Tuesday gifting, which I'm gonna have to change because that's not what it is anymore. But that's the link. You can find the form submission. And or if you have any questions, you can DM me.
yes.
Um
But you're not on any other social media, correct?
no. I have
Okay.
a TikTok account which I tried many years ago. I tried posting to, but I just felt like I couldn't do both. And I feel
It's
like
a different vibe, yeah.
it's a different vibe. People are more harsh there. Nobody's ever been mean to me, but I can see how people are mean to others there. And on Instagram, it's more of a community. So I
Yeah.
just
And
stayed
more
on
artistic.
Instagram. It is. It's more
Kelly's
artistic.
gonna get a hold of you. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
Yay! Awesome. And even if, I've never really had I've touched on it with Cheryl, but I've never had anyone send me cutters. I have a lot of cutter makers that follow me. I have a lot of makers that follow me, and I have a lot of regular people that have turned into makers that were following me since they were regular people, which is shocking because somebody will be like, "Hey, can I send you earrings? I started following you a long time ago, and now I'm making." And I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!" Because I'm shocked that anyone wants to stay with me for this many years because I don't
What?
know.
Everybody
No,
follows you.
no, I know, but it's like it's just wild to me that somebody
Yeah, I
would
get
because
it.
and especially when I've never interacted with them. Like there's a core group that you're always interacting with, but then when someone and you do makers be mindful that you have a lot of silent watchers. Like
Yes.
it happens and you have no clue this person ever existed and this person could change your life, meaning they could buy a pair of earrings and then maybe they can only afford to buy one, but they have a friend that maybe has more money or is super obsessed or whatever. And that friend is now buying from you and can buy a bunch. And then their friend, like I was telling Cheryl, it's
Yes.
like a pyramid scheme where, you just get one and then another one from that person and another one. So you don't know who is, watching you, what people's stories are. If you open up and you share a little bit about yourself, you might find someone that's like, hey, I was also a survivor. I also have had this type of surgery. I'm also having a hysterectomy. Like you don't have to put everything out there, but if you
Sure.
just open yourself up a little bit, you will find that people, like I said before, want to connect with you. And that connection is so you cannot buy that connection. People spend millions and millions in marketing to try to make some kind of connection, and you have like a gold mine just sitting in your following if you just
Yes.
open yourself up a little bit and stop taking yourself so seriously and get over yourself and just know that these people are just waiting for you to just open up a little bit, you know?
Yes. I agree. I agree. My biggest the customers that buy the most never comment.
Yeah.
Never like anything. And then they like come out of nowhere and they'll buy like half your store out. And it's like, this is
Yeah.
amazing. I don't even know who you
Crazy.
are.
Crazy. And you have those people that are always commenting because maybe they can't buy and that's their way of supporting you, sharing and commenting and all of that stuff, which is great. But then
Amazing.
the silent watchers that are you're just like, "Wait, I've never talked to you a day in my life and you've been following me this long and I've never seen you like one single thing I've done."
Yes.
Like, "Wow, amazing. I love it." Um so yeah, it's where were we going with this?
Where we can connect with you.
Oh,
They can
yeah. See? Um, yeah, I mean, Kelly, please reach out. Oh, I was saying I have a lot of makers that follow or cutter makers that follow me,
Oh yes.
things like that, where I think with Cheryl, I was very excited about sharing the earrings from her new cutter collection. Um, and there are a lot of makers that follow me. So if those makers wanted those cutters, like it was kind of like an intertwining of the two things that I
Yeah, I
love.
definitely got sales.
So, Kelly, if you make canes, I definitely would love to know more about you because I think that there is also a market for like sharing her canes. If a maker can buy her canes and make their own earrings with Kelly's canes,
I agree.
that could
There's
be a
lots of
cool
people
thing.
that don't have the time, but like that's what they're into, that look.
Yeah, for sure. So please reach out. I would love to talk to you.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you wanted to share? Do you
Um,
want people to know that
I think I blabbed way too much, probably about nothing about what you asked me.
oh my
Um,
gosh, it was like so like it was amazing for me to just sit back and listen. I mean, I
yeah,
interrupted a lot too, but
no, I like this because it's just like we're on FaceTime instead of sending 1,000. If you know me, you know I love a voice note. I
mhm.
will blow you up with a million voice notes. So, um, yeah,
I
no,
love
this was
that
great.
though.
This was great.
Yeah.
It was like just chatting, and so I hope
Mhm.
someone found something valuable in all of this. And I
Yeah.
don't claim to be the knower of all. I don't know anything. I know enough to be dangerous, and that's pretty much all. But I do want the best for everybody, and
Mhm.
I want to be helpful. And so, in whatever way I can to be helpful, I would love to be that for somebody. So,
I love that
yeah,
so much. I loved talking to you.
thank
Um,
you.
I mean, I know we talk a lot, but still to hear this. So to celebrate that Tina came on and shared so much with us, I'm doing a giveaway. I have,
Yay!
yes, I have a big launch coming this Friday, but these are actually from my last launch. These are the Tina cutters. This is like the most Tina earring ever. Actually, I'm wearing a Tina too.
You are? Ooh!
It's a
Oh,
mini.
I
This is the
love
mini size.
mini Tina.
Um, but this is I'm giving away a pair of Tinas.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Thank you. I made them this morning.
That's so
So I'm
pretty.
giving away these and I'm giving away the cutter and I'm giving away one of my texture rollers, which
Oh, I
like
love.
is by far my best seller. Almost every single order I've gotten has had this texture in it. And what else was I going to say? Oh, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and then subscribe to that Lobe Life. And um I think that's all they have to do, right?
I mean,
Um
I have literally 0 subscribers because I made my channel yesterday.
no, but like they can go subscribe to you on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, if you want. Like,
Yeah.
if you want, I always feel like with giveaways, I get so nervous on making people, for me, make them follow me because I want somebody to be along with me on my page because they want to be with me, not because they think they're gonna win
Yes.
something. So
That's why
I'm
I don't
always
do a lot of
yeah,
giveaways.
I'm always like, "Oh, come if you want. If you don't want, it's okay, but, like, I would
Yeah.
love if you came and visited." Um, yeah, okay, so for your giveaway, because I would like to share on my page too. So you're giving away the Tina earrings, the Tina cutter, and your texture
Yes.
roller, and then
And my
they need
text
to like this YouTube video, correct?
actually, I
And
don't know if it can they like after it's done. Maybe we need to like the video. I'll post some of this onto Instagram.
okay.
And so all the information will be there. Okay, so someone else said Yorkie Universe that I appreciate all the information, very helpful. I'm so glad.
Mm,
Isn't
thank
Tina amazing? I'm
you.
so happy you came today.
Thank
Um,
you.
we have been going for an hour and a half, so I think we're gonna go. But check Tina out over on Instagram and thank you so much for being here. Bye,
Thank
friends.
you. Bye.